Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is about spiritual parenting. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and for inspiration, I'm using articles from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort. And this post is about spiritual parenting. I wrote it a while back, so as I read it to you, if anything pops up that needs updating, or I've had a new experience with this, I will interrupt myself and add my comments, and also at the end, I will add a summary of any new things that I've observed. So, spiritual parenting. My philosophy is that I've manufactured my kids' bodies, but they are the drivers of their own physical vehicles. I've given them some rudimentary driving lessons, but they're the ones with their keys, and they inherently know the route that they're taking in this lifetime. I also believe they accumulate experiences to prepare them for wherever they're going. Unlike those who view children as blank slates or lumps of clay that require molding, I see them as treasure chests of wondrous knowledge. My inclination with my children is to step back and see what they reveal to me. It is continuously miraculous what they come up with. My eldest and I had some challenges when he was younger, some of it being basic personality styles. He gets energized being around people, and I get depleted. He's high testosterone, he's very athletic, he likes team sports, and I'm very self contained and I like to meditate. And early on, I saw a potentially unhealthy dynamic and realized I had to change some patterns. One decision that I made was that I was on his side. I saw myself as being his advocate in situations with school and sports. Even if we disagree on something, I still held the space of being on his side. The other decision I made was not to give him anything to rebel against. I had some bottom line rules: no bloodshed in the house, no football in the house as well, but practiced non resistance about anything else. I also developed a technique of Aikido so that any energy coming my way, I would step aside and let pass. He could get angry, but with no resistance on my part to fan the flames, it would subside quickly. What developed was a child who was very self-disciplined and self-directed, who is well aware of his passions and his abilities. He has the space to make his own decisions and determine his own direction in life. He finds great joy in things that hold no interest for me, but I fully support him in pursuing. I've spent many a freezing evening watching a sporting event whose rules are incomprehensible to me, hearing his name mentioned many times over the loudspeaker as he scores goals or whatever they're called, because I love my son. My youngest requires a different parenting style, but has always been easier to live with. There was only one time when we had a disagreement. It was in Barnes and Noble, and I insisted that he pick out a gift for a friend's birthday party. He hates birthday parties, and he didn't want to do it. And I discovered a will stronger than mine. We would have still been sitting there beyond closing time if I hadn't capitulated. He's self contained like me. He requires a lot of downtime to recover from school. His passion is movies, and he intends on being a filmmaker. He's also a phenomenal writer with a sarcastic tone saved for school papers whose topics he deems are unchallenging, which are most of them. Another aspect of my hands-off approach to parenting is that I never pester them about their homework. I asked my younger son the other day how he'd feel if I did nag him about it, and he said, I wouldn't feel like doing it. Both of my children are self-made men in their own unique way. In high school, the oldest was a straight A student, very nose to the grindstone with his studies. He read a book a week to exercise his brain. He left the house at 5:30 in the morning to lift weights before school. He was a varsity athlete in 3 different sports, was co-editor of his school paper, and took Russian as an independent study for his school language. It enabled him to get a full scholarship to college, where he underwent a huge transformation, which I perceive is about manifesting without effort. The youngest gets straight A's because it's easy. He could read at an 11th grade level when he was only 5th grade. He wrote 4 screenplays in middle school, and in high school taught himself guitar, music theory, and performed compositions at open mic, and actually wrote poetry as well. To me, this was all the more amazing considering the circumstances that they came from. There was a difficult divorce when they were little. They lost the home they were born in. They had many moves, albeit within the same school area. Both parents had struggles with finances, and there's the resulting dysfunctional behavior and family backgrounds. They both got full ride scholarships to Ivy League schools, and now they're grown and in the world. I occasionally get concerned about their lives. I release my children to their choices. I see myself as still loving them and also detaching. If they choose to drive their vehicles down roads in unfavorable areas, they'll definitely be learning something from the result of their actions. I would like them to only drive the scenic routes, They just have a different interpretation of what a scenic route is. I have always seen them as capable beings who've chosen the circumstances that they came into as part of the acquired experiences they intended to accumulate to help them get to wherever they're ending up going to. I see them as collecting both spiritual and social merit badges in a surprisingly balanced way. I'm quite curious to see what routes they'll be taking and what sights they'll be seeing on this adventurous journey called life. So I wrote this a while ago, and both my sons have been launched into the world, and they're both doing completely different things. What they are doing is showing how incredibly capable and creative they are as consciousness. And that is how I felt when they came in is yes, there were these little tiny helpless bodies that couldn't roll over yet and needed their diapers changed. But the being that came in was infinite and had infinite potential. And so the choices and experiences they're making are being made by infinite beings. The other thing that I'm aware of is that as consciousness, we're all connected and we remain connected on a higher level, whether we're in physical bodies or not. From the perspective of spirit or consciousness, this lifetime happens in the blink of an eye. And so it's my intention to savor this time with them as we all stumble through this playground earth. And as a result, I've got adult children who talk to me. And I'm really excited to see how life unfolds. So notice this with the people in your life. And if you step back and see them from a bigger perspective as infinite beings navigating their own lives, does that change your interaction with them? If you have any observations from your own experiences or any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I love reading your comments. And if you like these videos, please like them and share them. And you can subscribe on YouTube for free. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I do individual sessions where you can ask any question you want. I'll take a look at the essence of who you are as consciousness, what your purpose here is. I can look at the past, the future, relationships, money, things like that. And if you want to know how to do this for yourself, I have a whole host of spiritual techniques that I've developed for navigating your life as higher consciousness. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and look up my coaching special. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another morning musing.